Once upon a time, in a small, secluded village nestled deep within an ancient forest, there were tales of monsters that lurked in the shadows. The villagers spoke of creatures that only came out at night, beings with glowing eyes and sharp fangs that could tear a person apart in seconds. One night, as the full moon hung high in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the village, a young man named Thomas decided to venture into the forest. He had always been curious about the legends and wanted to prove that there was nothing to fear. Armed with only a lantern and a sturdy knife, he stepped into the dark woods. The trees loomed tall and twisted, their branches like skeletal hands reaching out to grab him. The further Thomas walked, the more he felt an unnatural chill in the air. The usual sounds of the forest, crickets chirping, owls hooting, were absent. It was as if the entire forest was holding its breath. Suddenly, he heard a rustling in the bushes. He turned, holding his lantern high, but saw nothing. The rustling grew louder, closer. Thomas's heart pounded in his chest as he gripped his knife tighter. Out of the darkness, a pair of glowing red eyes appeared, followed by another, and then another. Soon, he was surrounded by a dozen pairs of eyes, all staring at him with malevolent intent. The creatures emerged from the shadows, their forms twisted and grotesque. They were like nothing Thomas had ever seen, part human, part beast, with long, clawed fingers and mouths filled with razor-sharp teeth. They moved with an unnatural grace, circling him like predators closing in on their prey. Thomas tried to run, but his legs felt heavy, as if the darkness itself was holding him back. The monsters lunged at him, and he swung his knife wildly, managing to fend them off for a few desperate moments. But they were relentless, and soon he felt their claws tearing at his flesh, their teeth sinking into his skin. As he fell to the ground, the last thing Thomas saw was the full moon overhead, now obscured by the dark forms of the monsters devouring him. The villagers never found his body, but they often heard his screams echoing through the forest on moonlit nights, a chilling reminder of the terrors that lurked in the darkness. From that night on, the villagers never ventured into the forest after dark. They locked their doors and windows tight, and told their children the tale of Thomas and the monsters, a story to keep them safe from the horrors that prowled in the shadows.